I love you.
I forgot how it started. Give me a second.
You didn't have it? Like...
Gentlefolk, ladies and men, we're glad to have you here again. So please, won't you come on in and sit with us here on the couch? I am the Green Traveler from Gorsh.
And I'm the Faceless Leon. This is Green and Faceless on the Couch.
Indeed. It is.
And it is a podcast about movies and TV. Here we are again.
Gasp! What a surprise!
So if you're here to listen to this, I guess I shouldn't assume. I mean, this is a new movie. Maybe somebody wants to hear about the new movie, but we have done a whole playlist on the. I really was thinking that the whole thing was called the Fast Saga, but this is the Fast Saga.
Wait, F9 is just the Fast Saga?
It's the subtitle is the Fast Saga.
Holy shit! I didn't know that.
It's F9, the Fast Saga.
Well, then what the hell do you call the franchise?
I thought well, anyhow, we've been calling it the Fast and Furious playlist. I guess that's a good placeholder for now.
And this is the finale for now of the Fast and Furious playlist. Right.
Still in theaters. We
finally caught up to where they're at, so maybe in 2 more years we'll tack on another episode of this playlist. But for now,
who knows?
This is it. Who knows? Yeah. I mean, they do have like 3 more movies planned because they're honestly, they announced that they plan to go to like 13 films like total, and I'm kind of hoping that includes the Hobbs films, the Hobbs and Shaw's films. Because if it does, then we only have like 2 more Fast and Furious movies left, and that's fine. I can handle that. 2 more Fast and Furious movies, 1 more Hobbs and Shaw movie, wrap it up in a nice bow, never come back to it again. That's totally okay. It's got to end sometime, right?
It's got to end sometime. Who fucking knows, man? The family could just keep on evolving.
Dude, they keep growing it with each movie. Like, oh my god. And now okay. We're going to have to throw a spoiler wall up.
Are we? Okay.
I mean, not right now.
Right.
But I will say that there is a new character introduced in this film in the form of John Cena. I'm sure I think it's fine to say before the spoiler wall that he is Dom Toretto's brother, his younger brother.
Yeah, I kind of grasped that from the trailer that I saw, so I don't know if that is a spoiler. Yeah,
I don't even know if I watched the trailer. I can't remember if I did or not. But there is, obviously there's contention between him and Dom, but as this franchise has tried to do so many fucking times in the past, near the end of the movie, there's kind of a flop where he starts to become a member of the family.
Right. When did it happen?
I don't know. I think it was like on the road during their final chase scene. Like, it's really stupid. It really did feel like a very ham-fisted, we're trying to replace Brian's character. Like, we don't want to do injustice to Paul Walker. We're not going to do an animation of his face. We're not going to reuse footage of him. We have signed him off the franchise. That's great. We're good. It's very respectful and clean. But now they're like, we're missing that. There's something missing here, and it really just felt like they were just trying to jam John Cena into that hole.
Yeah, it did. Now that you mention it, it kind of did, especially with there's some flashbacks to when Dom and Mia and Jake were kids.
Yeah,
and,
they got completely different actors to play, though.
Yeah, definitely. And this is like it feels like it's only like 1 or 2 years, or the same year even. that they meet Brian.
Ooh, but we do get to. I guess it's a few years before, because we get to see what Vin Diesel or Dom Toretto was sent to jail for. We get to finally see that event, which we do see that. Not as exciting as we thought it would be.
Yeah, I really thought that would be. I mean, there was a wrench.
There was, yeah.
They undercompensated. I'll say that.
Yeah. Yeah, the guy was just a jackass, and like that wasn't deserved. He was just a dick. Like, Vin Diesel easily could have just been like, punch.
Right, and then be done. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he grabbed a wrench, things got serious, and he went to jail times, like, way back before Fast and Furious 1. The Fast and the Furious, if we will recall.
Yeah. You know what I found out? Is that there's like a really old movie called The Fast and the Furious.
Oh, really?
Racing cars. Yeah, I think maybe we should tag it onto this sometime.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with it, but we'll toss it into the playlist. Yeah. I'm down for that. But let's dive into F9, the Fast Saga, apparently. Guess what? We got Justin Lin back to direct. What a surprise. Yeah. He came back. It's been so long. But in the process, we lost Chris Morgan. Was he the writer? Oh, God. Now I gotta go back to...
I don't know.
Yeah, Chris Morgan. Chris Morgan has been the writer for, since Too Fast, Too Furious or something like that. Wow. He didn't write this one. This one's written by Daniel Casey and Justin Lin, the director himself. He helped write this one. And... oh, boy. We got a lot to talk about with this. This is fun.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, we don't have a lot to talk about, but of the movie, there's a lot to divulge.
Yes. Yeah, however, sure. We're going to divulge some of it, I'm sure.
But as I said, John Cena is here. He is the big bad of this film for part of it.
Most all.
Yeah, so big bad that he has captured Cypher, Charlize Theron. She is locked away in a nice little cage,
sporting her second worst haircut of the series.
It's better. It's much better.
Yeah, you do think so? I don't know, man. They're both pretty bad.
I hate the other one. This one is at least passable. Yeah. I totally see her, and I'm like, yeah, you're a villain now. I can feel it.
All right. It's more kind of like corporate chic, I would say.
Yeah, it very much is. And I will admit, I was wrong. They are not going to go trying to turn her into family route. She is still just as evil as she always is in the first movie, which, good on them. They finally found a villain.
Yeah, she was too evil.
They finally found somebody they're just going to stick with. They're just going to keep doing her over again. It's like, yeah, we'll just keep throwing her in there. We need a villain. She'll fill the hole. And that's fine.
She's always been the villain. Every movie, the villain.
They might retcon it to be like, yeah, she was, I guess they already have done.
They have, since Braga.
Yeah,
since
that's
Braga,
right.
Dude.
God damn. Look at them go. And I still don't connect with her as the villain. I'm still not intrigued or mystified or intimidated by her character as the villain. Nothing against Charlize Theron. She's a killer fucking amazing actor. Yeah. But it's just, this character, I just don't care. And the big bad plot this time, John Cena is trying to steal a code or something that'll give him control of satellites.
Yeah, it's a program. It's a program. Yeah. Another MacGuffin. It's a program that, and it's in two parts, and it has a DNA lock.
Yeah.
And it spins together, and then it's a Rubik's Cube, and it summons Hellraiser, Pinhead, and and then you also have to press, you got to press all the buttons in that, Simon Says game,
Yep, exactly.
And then he gets to have control of all the nukes.
Yeah. And, that's just a beautiful thing. He's always, as we see from the flashbacks, little Dom Toretto's brother, whose name I do not know, and we'll call him just Little Dom. Jacob, thank you. Jacob, he's always just lived in his brother's shadow. It's stop me if you've heard this story before,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always lived in his brother's shadow. He feels like he just has to be, he's got to do something huge and spectacular to finally get out from underneath the great legendary folk hero that is Dom Toretto. And I guess stealing all the world's nukes is that's the answer. If you want to best your brother, you steal the nukes.
You steal the nukes.
Don't go help out a soup kitchen or anything.
I don't even know if they gave a motivation of why he thought that was a good idea. Did he think that his ideals on the world were so much better than the rest of the world that it's okay, if I get the nukes, then I can make the world my way.
See, I think that it's almost the exact same motivation as Cypher, as Charlize Theron's character, kind of, isn't it? Because that's what she was just like, I want to steal all this shit so that I have the power and I can make everything good. And it's like, well, you're clearly not good, so that's not a good thing.
Good, yeah. No, you do bad things.
And Jacob himself is even morally questionable. Like, I don't think I want him to have the world's power either.
No, definitely not. But at the very least, he doesn't, like, shoot somebody after they already made a point, I
feel like he might have done that in this movie.
Oh, did he?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that I did pay attention for the whole movie. There was some really good fun parts. I will say that I was into. Yeah,
this is like iconic Fast and Furious. I keep wanting to say Flash and Curious. This is the iconic Fast and Furious film, and that great action, a lot of fun. It's really stupid and over the top. I'm not paying attention to the story. Like it matched everything again. Like, not since 7. Like, 7 is still the one that is just like, that was fun.
Definitely,
it's great.
It sure did.
This one, I watched it probably 3 or 4 days ago, and like I'm struggling to remember. The only things I really remember are like stuff they do with Rowan Pierce, a lot of the stuff with Dom's character. Like, I don't give a damn about the flashbacks. The flashbacks started, and I tuned out. Like, I mean, I watched them, but I didn't absorb them. I was like, we know what fucking happens.
I do think that there was honestly some fairly good acting, some fairly good emulating the characters of that first movie. Like, they brought back so many people. Like, there was a young Vince.
That's right. Oh my god. Yeah, when they brought his friends from the first movie.
Yeah. It was hilarious. That did really make me laugh. And
that was all this movie was like, what can we recapture?
Right.
Like, what, it's like, what can we bring back? What can we do again?
And still make it so that it was crazy and more over the top than the last one.
Yeah, who plays young Dom?
His name is Vinny Bennett.
Vinny Bennett. I'm not going to say anything about any of the younger actors. They did a good job. But I feel like he was... Did it seem to you like he was trying to do like Vin Diesel's voice a little too hard?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, he was... But some of the time, it was right on, though.
Right.
Other times, it was like, okay, he's just trying to do Vin Diesel. But the thing is that I do think he's a little bit better of an actor than Vin Diesel. So
he definitely... I'm not going to say much because it's like Vin Diesel is just definitely stuck to one niche market area. So it's like, I would agree with you that he is that Vinny Bennett was probably a better actor, but like,
I don't know if I want to insult Vin Diesel on our podcast.
No, he beat the fuck out of us.
He's a big guy, but he probably is super nice, and I honestly do enjoy the films that I've seen with him in. They are now mostly this.
I mean, this is like, this is his magnum opus, I feel like. Even if he's not terribly involved creatively, it's just like, this is his baby. This is his franchise. Like, even if he wasn't in the first 3 films as much, but still. It's become his.
I think he is probably a probably bigger proponent in the creative side than we think. I mean, he
I don't know how much involvement he has. I would assume he has more.
He did a couple of directing things before he really made it. So I think he'd have an interest in participating.
Yeah, I feel like he might have definitely had a producer's foot in the door. I didn't look up who the producers were, but like, I feel like he definitely did.
Yeah, I mean, he's got so much money. I'm sure that part of the only reason that these keep on going, I mean, obviously they make money, but part of the reason they keep going is because he wants to do it.
Yeah. I'm curious if this one made money since it was released streaming also. Like, I'm curious how it's doing in the market. Because, I mean, hell, they some of the action stunts they do are, so big and bombastic that, they spent a good buck on this film.
They did.
And with, again, they brought like all of their cast back. So it's like, except for we have Caesar, we have Vin Diesel of our Roman triumvirate.
Sure. Uh-huh.
Yeah. I keep floating around which ones are which, but I feel like if we're actually gonna focus on the Roman triumvirate there, the one everybody knows. I feel like Vin Diesel is our Caesar.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. And so I think that makes Jason Statham Pompey and Dwayne Johnson Crassus. Like, I feel like that's fair. And we don't have Pompey and Crassus. They are now dead, and it is just Caesar remaining. I mean, obviously, Hobbs and Shaw are not dead, but they're not in this film.
No, he just let them have, instead of marching on Pompey, he let them keep it.
Yeah. He's like, you guys can have your film.
I don't know.
This is my franchise now. You don't know what?
Yeah, I history well enough to know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know either. I know that Crassus died first, and then Caesar went to, like, he was chasing down Pompey, but before he can get to Pompey was killed by backstabbers and other shit, you know. That was kind of a common thing back there, was getting backstabbed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. A lot of civil wars just before that and after that period.
But yeah, the triumvirate is shattered here because Hobbs and Shaw, they're not in this film, and I don't know why.
Well, okay. Well, I did do just a real brief look. It's super brief. I didn't really do too much digging. Dwayne said that he wasn't in it because the filming of it collided with the release of the promotional trailer for Hobbs and Shaw.
Gotcha. So
he was doing like publicity and stuff like that.
Huh.
But Shaw actually, I mean, this is not, I don't know if it's spoilers, but Shaw makes an appearance. He does.
Oh, it's a credit scene, right? Yeah.
It's in the post-credit scene. So there is a post-credit scene and it has Shaw in it. I'm not going to tell you anything else about it because that is spoilers.
Yeah, I didn't stick around because since I watched this on my couch, it's like once the credits rolled, honestly, I wasn't like super impressed by this film. I wasn't
super impressed either.
Yeah, so when the credits rolled, I just stopped it. I didn't even stick around for the credits. So like I missed that scene, but I don't think it's a spoiler because I do think people should know going in advance there is a post-credit scene. So if you do watch this film, you did like what you see, and you want to continue with, I mean, I'm still going to continue with the Fast and Furious franchise.
And come on. And once we get behind the wall, I'll tell you what the post-credit scene was because you didn't see it.
I mean, honestly, do we just want to dip behind the wall and then talk the film?
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's build that fucker.
Yeah.
Hello, spoiler avoiders. Go to 3620 and you will be fine and dandy.
Alright, so we're safe behind the wall. Let's just go through the film. You know, you have the opening.
Oh, sure.
For whatever fucking reason, Mr. Nobody yet again turns to the Toretto family for help.
He's not really in the movie.
No, it's another huge loss. It's Kurt fucking Russell. You're just gonna bring it back for a tiny cameo where he's just like in a crappy
screen.
Little camera screen. Yeah,
and a flashback.
It was upsetting, but for whatever reason, Mr. Nobody and the government's turning yet again to the Toretto family because they're under attack. Shit's getting stolen. They took Cypher from the government. I guess she was kidnapped by the government. I can't remember. I guess that's what happened in Fate of the Furious. I don't remember.
She got her hairdresser in there somehow.
Yeah, somewhere. I think that might have been the prison cut. They might have just put a bowl on her head and just went, Eow.
Oh, I see.
But it's just the John Cena, he attacks Mr. Nobody, and like I don't even know if they determine whether Mr. Nobody's dead or not. Like he definitely goes down. Yeah, who knows? He might not be back anymore.
Do they even have like his intern from the last movie, whatever his name was?
I don't even remember him.
Ass Murderer Ace.
Oh, Scott Eastwood. No, he's not. Yeah, he's not in it. Not to my knowledge, at least. But yeah, Dom is not interested in this at all. When the family comes to him to try to get the family back together to go help Mr. Nobody,
he's raising his baby.
Yeah, they find Dom and Letty, out in the middle of nowhere doing the Hawkeye thing. They're just raising their kid. They're just having fun, teaching about cars. This is great. And as Dom says, well, when Brian had a kid, he got to believe the whole gang. So I'm done. I'm done with this game. I don't want to be in it anymore. And it's just like, okay, sure. They're like, I get it. Yeah, you're raising a kid. It makes sense. Why the fuck are we still doing this franchise? But then he sees the photo of his brother, and he's just like, okay, I'm in it to win it. And he joins the family. Yeah. And I don't really remember where they go from there.
I don't either, but it has to do with magnets.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And
because Natalie Emmanuel, what's her character's name?
Ramsey, that's
right. Yeah, she's learning how to drive a truck for the very first time, and she's driving around a city that has a supercharged magnet, and she's using that to help out the good guys. That was good.
Oh my God.
That was fun.
That was fun, but I have to say, this movie, they might as well have called FX, because there was a lot more computer effects in this movie than any of the other ones. And
you know why they also should have called it FX? Because they went to space. They did it. And I'm justifying it. Yeah, they should have, in my opinion, they should have waited until FX to do it. Yeah. But this is technically the 10th movie in the franchise. True. Hobbs and Shaw is like 8.5. Actually, I don't even know if Hobbs and Shaw is between number 8 and number 9. Like, it came out that way, but wouldn't you say it kind of feels like there's stuff missing still from Hobbs and Shaw?
Because, they talk about, like, we talked about it when we talked about it.
Yeah.
that I don't remember what I was going to say. Did all that.
No, we had talked about the fact that Owen Shaw, younger brother Shaw, is like dead or something, and Hobbs and Shaw. It was like
a throwaway line almost.
Yeah, it's really weird, and like I was kind of expecting them to do that in this movie to like fill in that gap. No, the only Shaw outside of the credit scene, the only Shaw we get is Helen Mirren, which is still a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. I liked the car that was hers or she stole. I don't know, but it was
I think she stole.
But it fit Queenie, the character, very well.
Yeah, and I really love her. I wish they would use her more.
Yeah, she's awesome in it. I don't know why, but I like that character a lot. I wasn't so sure the first time because I think the accent threw me. Right. But she just does such a good job. And the way they use her in this is great. But it's definitely just to get her in the movie. Like, it was, like, there was so many ways to get that information. But if you're going to go to London in this series and not mention the Shaws, that is a missed opportunity.
That's true. Exactly. But it definitely is just a shoehorned moment just to get that character face. And that's what this whole movie is about, bringing back these characters. You get Jordana Brewster back. That's right. Playing Mia. She shows up. I mean, obviously Brian's not there, but, like, they excuse it, which it's fine.
He's with the baby.
Yeah, and I respect them still leaving that out. Like, that's fine. Yeah. Let it be. Like, stop even I'm sorry, Jordana Brewster, but like, stop even mentioning her. Like, it makes no sense that
this was her brother. Yeah, so it would have been kind of weird. People would have asked that question. Yeah, like, why wasn't Mia there?
But after this, like, I feel like they need to stop using her because, like, it just makes more sense for her and Brian to be out of the game.
Yeah,
but
I think so.
But next time it'll probably be Dom's dad who's back to life. You know, even though he burned in that car, I'm sure I'm sure he'll come back.
It was to get the insurance money. Like, he had an escape hatch.
Yeah, he you know what? He was a holographic image, just like Han.
Right. Just like Han.
Sung Kang, he's back.
Well, you know what? I'm actually happy they brought him back. I thought he was a good character. And really the whole time that they used him in the actual story, the whole time I was just waiting for him to actually go to Tokyo. And
right.
Yeah, and so it just felt like now that he's back, I can just accept that he's Han. I'm not waiting for this moment to happen, and I actually am excited to see him again if they bring him up.
And he's a lot of fun here. You know, he's very subdued. He still is Han. Like, you still get that, but he's a more weathered Han. Like, he's been through some shit, man. He's been
through some shit, and he talks about it. Yeah. And is it Elle? Is that the character's name? Anna Sawai? I'm sorry if that's a mispronunciation. But the young woman that is traveling with him. That's, I think an interesting story. So they connect Han with Mr. Nobody, which that's a spoiler.
Through Giselle. Well, I mean, we're bindable.
That's fair. So that's what he's been doing. is working with Mr. Nobody, and then he disappeared with this L character and kind of raised her on the run.
Yeah, they mentioned that when they found out that Deckard Shaw had gone rogue, Mr. Nobody put that holographic image driving Han in play. It makes no sense. Like, it's really stupid. I was like, that's how they're gonna, like...
It's such a soap opera turn.
Yeah, it's so stupid. But, like, I am happy that Han's back. But now, since we brought Han back, what's to say that Giselle, when she fell out of the airplane, didn't land on 5,000 mattresses and is still alive somewhere? That was the longest fucking runway ever. So let's bring Gal Gadot back, damn it.
Whoa.
I mean, come on, am I right?
But only if she has the lasso of truth.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Or that'll be the new MacGuffin.
Oh, yeah, they're trying to steal Wonder Woman's armor. But, like, so I like the Han and Giselle relationship far more than any other relationships they put forward in this franchise. Because it was like, that one it worked. It was nice. And it was like, they didn't go deep into it. It was just two characters who liked each other, and it was fine. You know, you got a little bit of PDA, and that's okay.
That's okay.
But, like, Tej and Ramsey, I've been liking that until this film.
It wasn't really there.
They kind of made Tej just an asshole. Like, whenever she would start to do something, he's like, oh, don't do that. And she's like, I'm more of a tech wizard than you are, dumbass. I know what I'm doing. And, like, they made a point of that, like, 3 or 4 times where it's like he would tell her something, and it's clear he's just being that, you know, the man in the situation where he's trying to mansplain something, and she's like, dude, I am smarter than you. Shut the fuck up.
Well, maybe they're setting up a breakup so that in FX, she can date Roman Pierce.
That's what I'm thinking, man. But Roman, he's got the genius. He understands what's up. He knows the whole family is...
He somehow read the script and is having deja vu.
He's like, I'm just going to play this coy and I'm going to be the hero in the end because I'm always the fucking hero in the end. Yeah, and in this film, Roman's big moment is that he finds out that the family's invincible.
Right.
Like, they really go ham on him explaining to everybody. He's just like, I don't think we can die. Like, there's literally a scene where he is running away from like 10 to 20 different armed shooters, right? And they're all firing at him, all automatic rifles, like they're just blaring bullets on him. Nothing hits him.
Nothing.
He gets a few holes in his coat or his sock cap or something that he's wearing. No blood.
There was a hole in his shirt, but he didn't get shot.
Yeah, he's invincible. I feel like this is a very ADHD episode because I'm jumping around to like all these things.
Yeah.
But when they do go to space, it's Roman and Tej who go to space.
And that's good stuff.
It is good stuff, and that's where Roman's like, you know, we're gonna be the hero today. We're gonna go do this hilarious thing, and we're gonna do something about, you know, we're gonna do what we can, even if it means we're gonna die. But we're not gonna die because we're fucking invincible. And, I mean, he's not wrong. They are fucking invincible. They got plot armor out the gazoo. I don't know what gazoo is, but it's out the gazoo. I don't either.
I'm not entirely sure. But that does bring me to who got them to space. And that's Sean from Tokyo Drift, Lewis Black, who for some reason acts like he doesn't know who Dom is, even though they had him in the last movie. But... whatever. But also, Shad Moss, you know, once upon a time went by Bow Wow. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong, but Twinkie, even though he doesn't go by that anymore, and they don't give him another name, that kind of pissed me off. Did they? They didn't. He said, I don't go by that anymore. And then they didn't give him a different name.
Oh my God. That's terrible.
It was just probably to poke fun that he doesn't go by Bow Wow anymore.
Right.
But I was kind of mad that they didn't give him a name. I really was.
Yeah.
But anyhow, they decided to research rockets and how to make cars go rocket speed. So they partnered with this engineer who I sadly don't remember who played this character or the character's name. I apologize. But anyhow, they put that all together, and I keep on saying, but anyhow, they put the car together and they have this rocket on it, and then they decide that's what they're going to use to shoot them into space and to go into low orbit by hitching them on an airplane.
Yeah, even though like the 5 trial runs that they've tried this before have all exploded, it's going to work now because
it's gonna work
they
just
got
fine.
plot armor. They have the thickest plot armor of any franchise ever. It's amazing. It really is amazing.
Literal plot armor. That is what they have.
And speaking of the Tokyo Drift duo that comes back, so does the Spanish-speaking duo from
the 4th one. Yeah.
The 4th one.
I think
that's
the 4th one was the first one that they're in.
Okay.
Yeah, I like those guys. They just bring in the younger versions of them, and then only one of the guys, I believe it's Don Omar, the actor, who actually makes it to the end of the movie. Which I thought that they should have been involving those guys throughout.
Yeah, they were funny. Like they
really were, and the subtitle jokes were great too. Like they always did fun things with the subtitles. Which they did in this movie, too.
Yeah, and when you're going to have, like, some kind of driving chase scene, you always have something that you need to cut away to that's funny. You know, you always need those one-liner cutaways. And, like, they were perfect for that. Those were the people you go to. It's like, oh, we need something stupid to happen right here just to break up the tension of the action a little bit. And we'll cut to the Spanish-speaking guys, and we'll just have them, yelling at each other in the car. It's funny.
And their dialogue is pretty good.
Yeah. And they were good actors, but they just got lost in the family.
Yeah, and I feel like, though, they were just kind of there, kind of felt like props a little bit. They never got focused on, and I felt like they could have. This movie, I felt like did a good job of showing how Dom met them. That was kind of fun. But that's all they really did with it. So, before we take the wall down, I do want to talk about this post-credit scene just because you haven't seen it.
Right.
So,
and I have one action scene also that I want to talk about still.
Okay. All right. Do you want to do that first since this is I'm talking about that?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
The scene I wanted to talk about, and it's just this brief little thing that I just remembered. Dominic Toretto is so strong that he murders like 1,000 henchmen in this film and then pulls a building down on top of himself.
Yep. Yeah, he does.
Yeah. That was impressive, and that's also where I was just completely like... So, when they introduced the Sean Lucas Black... Sean. The character's name was Sean, yeah. When they introduced Sean, that I sent you a message, the Faceless Leon over there, I sent him a message that was just a baby putting its arms up, just like, yeah, fuck it, I'm in. I was like, okay. That was the moment where I was just like, I'm not digging this film... But fuck it, I'm still entertained, and I understand this is just the big reunion movie. This is where we bring everyone back so that for the next 3 movies, we can bring all these people together again. Right. Fine, I'm okay with it. When he pulled that building down on top of himself, that's when I was like, all right, fuck it, this is just dumb.
Yeah.
This is stupid.
He, they have shown in the past that he is unusually strong. Like, he lifts an engine by himself. At multiple different occasions, I believe he lifts an engine by himself. And that nobody.
And he could survive, 70-mile-an-hour car crash, jumps across a bridge and, fall into a car,
catch people in midair,
a
giant baseball mitt.
Actually, doesn't that... Yeah, that happens to Letty, where she, jumps out of a window in this movie and just lands on a car, and she's fine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but she was, trying to get away from somebody, right? I don't remember.
I think so. She tackled somebody through it. I think she was trying to get away from somebody, but she was trying to save... Maybe she was trying to save them? I can't remember.
I don't know. Fuck.
Yeah, there's so much shit like that, where it's these people are they literally are invincible superheroes, and it's just...
Yeah, I think that is now what FX is going to be. Because they did go to space. They're going to be like, wait, Roman's right? We have superpowers? How did this happen?
Oh my god.
And then they meet their Professor X, which isn't Mr. Nobody. Mr. Nobody was like their Jarvis, okay? Compared to this guy that they're going to invent for this new episode. He gets them all together and is like, you guys are some special ass kids. And... he's going to teach them how to use their powers.
I want them to do this so bad, and I also want them to cast Patrick Stewart in that role.
Yeah.
Because that would be hilarious. And then And then they do flashbacks with that character, and it's played by James McAvoy. Like, that's the only way it can be.
Yeah, that is the only way that they can do that. So let's talk about this post-credit scene real quick.
Yes.
So Shaw is beaten up on this bag, which is actually somebody that he has captive in the punching bag.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's kind of a slow reveal. It is a fun scene, this scene. So I'd say it's worth watching, even though I'm going to spoil it all for you. And then he unzips the bag and he talks to the guy a little bit, and the guy gives him the information he wants, and then he starts zipping the bag back up, and he's like, wait, I gave you what you wanted. And he said, yeah, but how do you think I keep in such good shape? And he's and then the doorbell rings, and he goes to answer it, and it's Han.
Ooh.
And that's where the scene's over. So,
interesting.
Like, if that's what they're going to just start with in FX, I could be down for that. I mean,
yeah.
I kind of want to see what Han has. This Han, though, is fucked up, man. Who knows what's going to happen. I don't think he's going to try to attack him, but knowing Shaw might think he's going to and act first.
And it's like, you tried to kill me. I thought I did kill you. Ba-dun-dun.
It's becoming a soap opera.
It really is.
Let's do closing
let's
statements, right?
let's tear down that wall and do closing statements, because I'm ready to talk, or I'm ready to just put the cap on this one.
Hell yeah.
The script is just so fucking on the nose. Like, literally, Roman Pierce is just I'm going to explain everything that the writer wants me to explain.
Right.
And he's like, I'm going to do it, and again, it's the exact same thing, too, with the action scenes, where we're not going to tell Roman the situation, that way we have somebody to explain it to in the situation, rather than just, explaining it to the audience. This is going to be our way to, shoehorn it in there. And, again, it's been fine in the past, it's fine now, but I'm just tired of it.
Right.
It's just stale, and I don't like their villains. I still don't understand where they're really going with it. They're really trying hard with their villains now. I really thought they were going to use the villain from Hobbs and Shaw. Could still be Cypher. Yeah, because we don't know who the director is. So it could still be Cypher, and maybe that, I feel like that's just kind of too on the nose too, but that is this franchise. But fuck it, that's kind of where I'm at with this movie, was just fuck it. The action was fun. I was able to turn my brain off and still enjoy enough of what was going on. It was a huge reunion. We brought back a shit ton of characters, even if a lot of them were flashback reunion kind of things. But we touched upon a lot of this series.
Pretty much everybody.
Yeah, and that's kind of nice. But I'm only giving it 2.5 stars. It's still just a very middle ground Fast and Furious film. They're never gonna, in my opinion, reach the Furious 7 heights again. That was the apex, and it's just downhill from here. For sure. I 100% agree with you on that last statement. But honestly, man, I really didn't think like you said, there were moments where I was like, oh man, okay, this bit is good, and I'm having a fun time. But for the majority of the movie, I wasn't so sure that it was super great. I can't say that it was incompetent, though. So it gets a face. But I think it's not my least favorite of the series. The Fast Saga. It did kind of make me like Tokyo Drift a little more. I will say that. Yeah. That is still my least. Well, I don't know if I would actually consider my least favorite. I haven't really put a lot of thought into it, but I really just don't care for Tokyo Drift. It's just. You know what, though? This is technically the last episode, and we do typically choose. Oh, that's right. The best and the worst. The best and the worst, yeah. Yeah. So, what do you think? I mean, best obviously is Furious 7. No doubt about that. And worst, I mean, it's really hard because I respect the first one for setting up what it did, right? And I respect this. I like the second one more than I like the first one. And so it's really just comes down to between 4 and 3, I feel like, because 4 is just a huge derivative, and 3 is just a weird random offshoot that hangs out like a sore thumb until later installments. So I think I would put it as Tokyo Drift being my least favorite still.
Okay. Well, I had some time to think while you were ripping on 2 of them that I actually like, but that's okay. So, okay, I like Tokyo Drift because it is completely different. Like, I don't know why that is part of the reason that it appeals to me. And it's a really kind of a goofy movie, and for some reason that. It's like also the fish out of water kind of feel to it appealed to me. That's the fair. 4th one, like, I felt like it is the perfect reboot movie. I think it's a pretty strong movie. If the other 3 didn't exist, it'd be a pretty strong movie. Right. But yeah, I understand where you're coming with number 3. Like, I really do. Yeah. There's a huge love for it. There's a it's a
cult
weird
following.
Movie, and I like it for that reason. So 7, 100% agree with you. I think if I was gonna pick what my least favorites were, I think it would be the first one, the 5th one, and this one, because I think I liked the 8th one better than this one. Yeah, and I didn't really like that one. So, though I think the 5th one might be better than those other 2. So I don't know. Maybe this is my least favorite one, because at the very least, the first movie, as strange as it is, was original-ish. So,
right. There's something to it.
There's a reason why it became 9 more movies, rather. I think it's this one. This is my least favorite. That's fair.
That totally is fair. But I think that has been the playlist.
It has. And I'm sorry, John Cena.
You were great in the Suicide Squad. That was amazing.
And honestly, I didn't think he was bad in this. It just wasn't.
No. He's just a stonewall villain. Like, I don't care. And his fucking story is like, oh, my brother has such a huge legacy, and I can't live up to it. Oh,
this is my world, Dom.
And we've heard that story 1,000 fucking times. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Come up with something. But I have been and always will be the Green Traveler.
And who knows how much longer I will be the Faceless Leon.
Oh shit. He's melting rapidly.
Though, I felt that way for this past month, but today was beautiful. It was amazing.
Yeah, global warming's hitting you hard.
Yeah, it sure is. But who knows? If, I do a little bit better until it gets super cold, and then I'm a little brittle, but...
You start chipping off.
I think we already did the other bit. Safe travels and good night. Green and Faceless on the Couch is a proud production of FictionWorks 19. If you like the show, please show your support by rating and reviewing us on Apple Podcasts. Like, follow, subscribe, wherever you might listen. We also now have a Patreon account. If you feel so inclined to support us in a financial manner, please become a patron by visiting patreon.com/greenandfaceless. You can also find more information about us on our Facebook account or on the FictionWorks 19 Instagram account. Thank you so much for listening.